Hello there and welcome back to the show, and today I'm going to be talking about The Wild Robot. The Wild Robot is the latest film from DreamWorks Animation. It was written and directed by Chris Sanders, who was the co-writer and co-director on Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Croods. And, well, let's talk about it. So, the story of the Wild Robot follows a robot named Ross who crashes onto an island that is inhabited by only animals. And this robot's purpose as a ROSM unit is to help people by essentially doing things for them. And she goes around the island trying to help the animals, but this ends up causing more chaos and panic among the animals because she's unable to understand the animals and the animals don't know what's going on. So eventually she learns the animals' language and she's unable to help the animals because the animals on the island don't want her. Eventually she decides to just leave the island, but then that plan doesn't come through and there's a chase scene involving a bear after she loses her homing beacon. During the chase with the bear, she accidentally crushes a goose nest except for one egg that she hatches, and the gosling thinks that this robot is its mother, and the movie essentially becomes a story where this robot is raising this gosling and her directive because this robot needs to be assigned tasks. So she's given three tasks: keep the gosling fed, teach it how to swim, and have it ready to fly by the fall season so it can fly away during the fall and winter months. That is the very basic premise, but this movie is a lot deeper. Now, the story between the robot Roz and the gosling Brightbill was no question the best part of this movie. This movie told an incredible and heartfelt story between these two. The story of parenthood. It was portrayed very well. It was very emotionally compelling, and this film tells a lot of great stories and lessons with that for both Roz and Brightbill. Brightbill, being raised by a robot, struggles to fit in with the other animals on the island and is treated as an outcast. But the lesson there is hard work and persistent, and it's not the family that you're born into, but the family that raises you. And I thought that was a very great story portrayed in this movie. And the story with Rosin, because being a parent, it completely changes your life, and eventually letting them go. That story was portrayed very well, and it was very heartfelt. This movie has a lot of heartfelt moments. I teared up during a couple of scenes because they were very hard hitting. This film tugs at the heartstrings. It is very good, very emotionally compelling, and I was fully invested in the story throughout the film and in our trio of main characters. Our other main character, being a fox named Finky, tries to steal the egg from Roz but is thwarted. So in the end, he decides to join them and he teaches this gosling, Brightbill, how to prepare for swimming and for flight along with Roz. And the dynamic between those three characters was portrayed very well. I thought it was portrayed in an excellent manner, and I really buy their chemistry together. Their presentation as a family was done very well. I mentioned that this film has a lot of heartfelt moments, but it also has a lot of incredibly funny moments in this film. A couple of scenes where I chuckled, a couple of moments where I burst into laughter. This film was incredibly funny in addition to being incredibly heartfelt. The animation is beautiful. The comedy in this film complements the dramatic moments very well, in my opinion. I also like how this film is structured. It's first and the majority of the second act is teaching Brightbill how to fly, and it's primarily a story of parenthood. The second half of the second act is the island coming together so they can survive the winter. I thought that scene was done very well. It's one of the best moments of the entire film. The final third of this film does become an action movie, and in my opinion, it is the weakest part of the film, but storyline wise, it made sense and did feel like a natural progression. I thought it was done very well, and the fight sequences themselves were very fun. There was some cool action in this film and a couple of dramatic moments in that third act. This film was handled incredibly well. The storyline progression was well done. Nothing felt out of place, so this movie did that very well. Going into The Wild Robot, I really didn't know what to expect, and I was completely blown away in the cinema. This was one of the best films I've watched in the entire year. It is well written, I was emotionally invested, there were some great dramatic moments, some great comedic moments. I absolutely love this film. It has great lessons. It is a film that everyone can enjoy, and it is a phenomenal film. I cannot recommend it enough. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Saeed_2000, and I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, take care.